Dog, we're back and we're talking tag team wrestling in the modern era. Do you like what you've been seeing, or is it time to go back to the basics?
So look, I love what I've been seeing. I do, and that's why I don't want to come off as a bitter old guy. Like, look, I love the RK Bro right now. To me, like it's one of those things where they just threw two people together, but it friggin' works. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Riddle has that magical property because you look at the bruiserweights with Dunn.
Yes, with Pete Dunne. And what's better with RK Bro is Randy's really cool too. You know what I mean? So it's not like Pete was the straight man for Riddle's bro. You know what I mean? And Randy's kind of, okay, dude. You know what I mean? He's kind of that way too. So I think together they're making magic. But look, those matches they had with the Usos and stuff like. So and look, the tag team division, AEW is huge. They got a big tag division. With a lot of talent in it too. So I'm excited to see where they go and what they do with theirs. You know.
What are some of the struggles that tag teams of today face?
You know, I think in the WWE, people think Vince doesn't like tag teams, but you got to think about it. It's a package deal from the get-go. So if I have a tag team, I now have to fly two people. I now have to buy two airline tickets and two hotel rooms and two rent-a-car. You know what I mean? So it is a bigger expenditure to finance the factions and the tag teams. But I don't think that's the case. I think he just realizes, look, you can't have 10 tag matches on the card, so you can only have a couple of top tag teams. And so you need to kind of manage it that way. And sometimes somebody can take a break and another team can get the shove and go on the road, and you kind of, rotate them in that way. But like, look, AEW's got a great tag division. I don't think they have their tag titles on the right people right now, but that's just my opinion. I know the fans might argue differently, but I just think they got some really good teams that, well, look, if you don't put it on, if you're going to use Moxley and Bryan Danielson as a tag team, if you don't put the tag titles on them, I don't know what you're doing. Because I think you put it on them and then you give back to some new younger team by giving them the carrot of beating that combat
awesome
club.
Established team. Yep.
Yeah.
So is it harder to be a real team nowadays? You talked about random people being thrown together. Is it hard to actually come up and establish a team, want to actually break in as a team?
It's a little bit more difficult, but I think that's because in society we're a little bit more egocentric maybe, or self-involved. Like, I don't want to share the pie. You know what I mean? I don't want to split my money with him. I don't want to ride in a car with him. I'm going to do it what I want to do. So I look, and I'm not saying, here I come sounding like the bitter old man again, but it is different now. You have to kind of be selfless, and you have to be willing to give and take with this other human being. It's a lot like a marriage. I have been with, let's see. No, so me and Billy Gunn have been, and me and my wife have been together the exact same amount of time. I've been with Jeff more than I've been with my wife, and of course you don't go bend over in the shower. What I'm saying is you have good relationships with these gentlemen, but it all comes down to, man, these two guys, can they get along? And if they can do that and they're selfless with each other, I don't know, man. I think there's something about a great relationship becoming a great tag team. And if you don't have that good relationship, then I feel like you're not going to make it, All
right, this has been some incredible discussion. So let's get into some fan questions.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of them on this one.
Okay.
We may have gotten to some of them, so let's just see. Sean Berkey wants to know, who was your favorite tag team to work with as a producer?
Oh, Berkey, Christmas Turkey. I think, to be quite honest, New Day. New Day and the Usos. I'm going to say they're a tag because as a producer, whatever they're going to do is going to be awesome. It's just my job to go back and say, do you think you need all that right there? Can we take some of that out, and that way you can sell this more and you can get to that later? You know what I mean? So it's literally me just trying to be the old man again, I guess, and slow them down. Slow down, Jack Nabbit. You whippersnappers, you're not selling anything and you're going too fast. But I loved working with them. I knew whatever they did was going to be magic in the ring, and I knew that would make me look good. So I liked working with them the best.